I kept researching for other ways to start out a business with minimal capital and minimal time and effort required to start and own a business. That's the time I found that with the help of the technology and the internet, I could get customers around the world. So I created this system that I myself could really follow, and that has empowered me to own a very powerful and successful ebook empire. So the reason why I started in this business was really out of desperation, because I still remember there was this defining moment where I was in primary 4 and my form teacher walked into the class and she basically just asked if anyone would have any challenge paying for this thing called a class photo for $2. And I still remember I was the odd one out who actually had to raise my hand, really because I thought that it's something I really don't need and it's too much money at that point in time. Why? Because at that point in time, the night before, I overheard a conversation my dad had with my mom, and my dad was actually saying that he might lose his job the day after. And I quite frankly don't know what $2 is worth, but I do know it's $2 or 2 days worth of my pocket money. And so I thought that I'm not going to pay for a class photo when that's going to help me survive for 2 more days in school for my recess. But I remember that defining moment even up to today. And so along the way when I grew up, besides reading the usual textbooks in schools, I actually picked up some books like Rich Dad Poor Dad and all these other investment books. And the challenge was that back then, because I was starting out fresh, I didn't have much funds. So I have very limited startup capital, maybe a few dollars in my bank account. I don't know how to create a website. I don't know how to do marketing. I've never studied marketing before. And I've never even designed websites before. So at that point in time, there was only one business that I found that could allow me to get started without knowing all these skills. And that was about this ebook business. But quite frankly, when I thought about ebook for the first time, I was a little bit hesitant, because my biggest challenges I faced back then was, number one, I didn't know how to write well. I mean, my best English grade was like B3 in secondary school, never gotten an A before. And I'm someone who don't really have an idea of coming up with a story and the kind of creativity behind that. And the next challenge is I don't even know how to design stuff. So designing ebook covers and all this stuff on my own is beyond me. So along the way, I knew I had to find the solutions to overcome these challenges, and I did. Fast forward 5 years later, today, I've started and own a successful ebook business where I now no longer need to create any websites, and I don't need to write the book myself. I found a way to overcome that, and I don't need to have good English, and even better, I don't even need to deal with the customers at all. So day after day, I've got Amazon selling the ebooks for me. So if you'd like to learn a little bit more about that, I'll be happy to share that with you. I'll see you live at the event where I'll review to you how this is done without writing, designing, or creating a website on your own. See you there.